Have you ever been in that perfect, intimate moment and suddenly it's all over, way before you wanted it to be? Have you ever had that thought flash through your mind, that sinking feeling of not again? Or maybe you've heard that quiet, uncomfortable question that echoes in your head for days already. If any of this sounds familiar, I want you to take a deep breath and know one thing: you are not alone. This is one of the most common and frustrating experiences a man can face, and it can absolutely crush your confidence. It makes you feel like you're broken or that you're failing your partner. But what if I told you that the pressure to last for 30 or 40 minutes is largely a myth? And what if I told you that gaining complete control over your stamina isn't about luck or taking a magic pill, but about learning a skill? In this video, we're going to break down 5 powerful, science-backed techniques that will teach you how to last longer in bed, potentially even more than 40 minutes, all naturally. These are practical methods that address the real root causes, putting you back in the driver's seat of your own sexual experience. So, if you're ready to leave the anxiety behind and build rock-solid sexual confidence, stay with me. Before we dive into the techniques, we have to tackle the biggest obstacle that stands in your way: the myth of performance. Where did this idea that you need to last for 30, 40, or even 60 minutes come from? For most of us, it came from pornography. We've been conditioned by a multi-billion-dollar entertainment industry that sells a fantasy. Actors in those films are performing a scripted scene, often with breaks, edits, and sometimes performance-enhancing drugs. It's a movie, not a documentary. Comparing yourself to that is like watching a superhero film and feeling bad that you can't fly. It's an impossible standard that sets you up for failure before you even begin. So, let's ground ourselves in reality. What does the science say? Numerous studies have been conducted on this topic, and the results are often surprising. Research published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine found that the average time from penetration to ejaculation for most men is around 5 to 7 minutes. Let that sink in. Not 30 minutes. 5 to 7. The idea that anything less than half an hour is inadequate is simply not true for the vast majority of couples worldwide. This brings us to a crucial point: redefining what good sex actually is. True sexual satisfaction for both you and your partner is rarely measured with a stopwatch. It's measured in connection, intimacy, communication, and mutual pleasure. A deeply connected and satisfying 10-minute experience is infinitely better than a disconnected, anxiety-fueled 30-minute one. The goal isn't just to delay the finish line, it's to make the entire journey more enjoyable and controlled. So, let's shift our mindset right now. If you struggle with finishing sooner than you'd like, you're not defective. This isn't a sign of some deep-seated personal failure. It's simply a common, and most importantly, trainable condition. Think of it less as a flaw and more as a disconnect between your mind and your body's responses, a disconnect that you're about to learn how to fix. By letting go of the myth and understanding the reality, you remove a massive weight of anxiety from your shoulders, which is the first and most critical step toward lasting longer. To truly gain control, you first have to understand what's happening under the hood. Finishing too early isn't a single event. It's the result of a system where your mind, your body, and your habits are interconnected. Let's break down the 3 main drivers. First, and most powerful, is the psychological driver: performance anxiety. It works in a vicious cycle. You start to worry, am I going to last long enough? The moment that thought enters your mind, your brain interprets it as a threat. This triggers your sympathetic nervous system, your body's ancient fight or flight response. Adrenaline floods your system, your heart rate climbs, your breathing becomes shallow, and your muscles tense up, including your pelvic floor. This state of high alert is the exact opposite of the calm, relaxed control you need. Your body's instinct in this state is to finish the task as quickly as possible to escape the perceived danger. So, the very act of worrying about finishing too early creates the exact physiological conditions that make you finish too early. It's a cruel irony, and it's a cycle that millions of men are trapped in. Second is the physical foundation: your pelvic floor muscles. Deep inside your pelvis lies a sling of muscles, and the most important one for this conversation is the pubococcygeus, or PC muscle. Think of this muscle as the physical valve that controls ejaculation. Just like any other muscle in your body, it can be weak from lack of use, or it can be strong and responsive. When this muscle is weak, the valve is flimsy and can't hold back the pressure as excitement builds. When it's chronically tense from anxiety, it's prone to spasming and giving out unexpectedly. A strong, flexible PC muscle, however, gives you the direct, physical ability to tighten that valve, hold back the urge, and decide when to let go. Most men have never been taught how to even feel this muscle, let alone train it. Third is the habitual loop, or what I call unconscious training. Think about how most men learn about their own arousal through masturbation, often done in a rush, with the primary goal of reaching a quick, intense orgasm. When you repeat this pattern hundreds or thousands of times, you are literally carving a neurological superhighway in your brain. You are training your nervous system that the journey from arousal to orgasm is a high-speed sprint. Your brain becomes incredibly efficient at this one pattern. Then, when you're with a partner and you want to slow down and enjoy the experience, your brain defaults to the only program it knows, the sprint. It doesn't know how to run a marathon because it's only ever practiced for the 100-meter dash. Finally, factors like chronic stress from your job, not getting enough sleep, and lifestyle choices that affect your circulation all add fuel to this fire. They weaken your body's resilience, making it even harder to manage the anxiety and physical responses we've discussed. Understanding these three interconnected drivers, the anxious mind, the untrained body, and the ingrained habits, is the key to unlocking lasting change. So, as you can see, this is a complex issue with psychological, physical, and habitual roots. The 5 techniques I'm about to share are designed to tackle these roots head-on. They are powerful, they work, and they will give you control. But what if you could supercharge your results? What if there was a simple, all-natural home remedy backed by a recent scientific discovery that targets the core biological trigger behind these performance problems and takes just 7 seconds a day? I came across a short, eye-opening video that explains this exact method, and it is a complete game changer. I strongly recommend you watch it. To see it for yourself, just open the camera on your phone right now and point it at the QR code you see on the screen. It will take you straight to the video. You can also find the direct link pinned at the top of the comments section below. This remedy works perfectly alongside the techniques we're about to cover, helping you restore that unstoppable hardness and stamina you had in your prime even faster. For now, let's dive into the first foundational technique you can start using today. All right, you now understand the why. Now, let's get into the how. This is where you start taking back control. These 5 techniques work together to retrain your mind and body. We'll go through them one by one, step by step. Technique 1, the foundation, mastering your pelvic floor. Imagine you had a physical brake pedal for your arousal and ejaculation. Well, you do. It's your pelvic floor, specifically your PC muscle. As we discussed, a weak or untrained muscle offers no control. A strong one gives you the power to delay ejaculation on command. This isn't a trick. It's fundamental strength training for the most important muscle in your sexual performance. Here's how to master it. First, you need to find the muscle. The easiest way to identify it for the very first time is the next time you are urinating, try to stop the flow midstream. The muscle you squeeze to do that? That's your PC muscle. Another way to find it is to imagine you are trying to hold back gas. The internal clenching you feel is the same muscle. Now, this is crucial. Do not make a habit of doing this while actually urinating, as it can interfere with bladder function. This is just a one-time test to find the muscle. Once you know what it feels like, you can start the exercise, often called a Kegel. To begin, lie on your back with your knees bent. Keep your abs, buttocks, and thigh muscles relaxed. Now, contract your PC muscle, the one you just identified. Hold that contraction for 3 to 5 seconds. It should feel like an upward, internal lift. Remember to breathe normally. Don't hold your breath. After the 3 to 5 seconds, relax the muscle completely for another 3 to 5 seconds. That complete relaxation is just as important as the contraction. That's 1 repetition. Your goal is to work up to doing 3 sets of 10 to 15 repetitions every single day. The best part about this exercise is that once you get the hang of it, you can do it anywhere, anytime, without anyone knowing, sitting at your desk, driving your car, or watching TV. Consistent practice is the key. You won't see results overnight, but after a few weeks, you will start to notice a very real increase in your physical control during arousal. Technique 2, the pacing method, the stop-start. Now that you're working on the physical foundation, it's time to retrain your brain's response to arousal. Remember that neurological superhighway we talked about? The one that's been trained for a quick sprint to the finish? The stop-start technique is how you close down that highway and build a new, scenic route with plenty of rest stops. The goal here is to teach your nervous system that a high level of arousal doesn't have to trigger an immediate, irreversible climax. It gives you the power to pause and choose your pace. This technique is best practiced alone at first, in a relaxed, pressure-free environment. Here's how you do it. Step 1. Begin masturbating as you normally would. But this time, your goal isn't just to get to the finish line. Your goal is to be a scientist of your own sensations. Pay incredibly close attention to your body signals and your level of excitement. Step 2. Continue until you feel you are very close to reaching the point of no return. You know that moment, the feeling that if you continue for even another second, you won't be able to stop. This is your edge. You want to get right up to it, but not go over. Step 3. The moment you hit that edge, stop all stimulation. Completely. Take your hand away and just be still. Step 4. Now, just wait and breathe. Focus on taking a few deep, slow breaths. You will feel that intense urge to climax begin to subside. Wait for 30 seconds or a minute or however long it takes for the feeling to decrease significantly. Step 5. Once you feel you have regained control, begin stimulating yourself again. Repeat this entire cycle, approaching the edge, stopping completely, and waiting for the urge to fade 3 or 4 times during one session. After you've done several cycles, you can then allow yourself to have an orgasm on the final approach. By practicing this regularly, you are actively reconditioning your body's reflexes. You're proving to your brain over and over that you are in control of the pace. This builds a powerful sense of awareness and control that will translate directly into your experiences with a partner. Technique 3, the manual, override the perineal squeeze. While the stop-start technique is excellent for long-term retraining, sometimes you need an emergency break in the heat of the moment. That's exactly what the perineal squeeze provides. This is a physical intervention that can manually interrupt the ejaculatory reflex, giving you a powerful tool to use when you feel you're getting too close to the edge too quickly. It's a highly effective method that gives you an immediate sense of control. Here's how to use this technique. First, you need to know the location. The perineum is the area of skin and muscle located between the base of your scrotum and your anus. This is a key pressure point connected to the internal mechanisms of ejaculation. The technique itself is simple. When you feel that you are just a moment away from the point of no return, you or your partner will apply firm pressure to this perineal area. You can do this by using your thumb and forefinger or the first 2 fingers of one hand. The pressure should be firm and steady, but not painful. You're not trying to cause discomfort. You're trying to send an inhibitory signal to your nervous system. You'll need to hold this pressure for several seconds, typically 5 to 10 seconds, while you also stop all other stimulation. What you'll notice is that the intense urge to climax will quickly diminish. It's common for your erection to slightly decrease as well, which is perfectly normal. This is a sign that the technique is working and your arousal level is dropping back into a more manageable zone. Like the other techniques, it's best to practice this on your own first. During your conscious masturbation sessions, get familiar with the location and the right amount of pressure. This will build your confidence so that when you need to use it with a partner, it feels natural and effective. It can be used as part of the stop-start cycle or as a standalone tool whenever you need to hit the brakes and regain your composure. Technique 4, the anxiety killer, diaphragmatic breathing. We've covered the physical muscles and the neurological habits, but now we need to address the root of the problem for so many men: anxiety. As we established, performance anxiety triggers a fight or flight response, flooding your body with adrenaline and making a quick finish almost inevitable. So, how do you shut off that alarm system? The answer is simpler than you think: your breath. Diaphragmatic breathing, or deep belly breathing, is the most direct and powerful tool you have to switch your nervous system from a state of high alert panic to one of calm, centered control. Shallow, rapid chest breathing is a hallmark of anxiety. Deep, slow belly breathing, on the other hand, activates the parasympathetic nervous system, which is your body's rest and digest system. It sends a powerful signal to your brain that everything is okay, you are safe, and there is no need to rush. Here's the simple, step-by-step method to practice it. Start by lying on your back. Place one hand on your upper chest and the other on your belly, just below your rib cage. Now, take a slow, deep breath in through your nose for a count of 4. As you inhale, focus on letting your belly expand and rise, pushing your hand up. The hand on your chest should remain as still as possible. This is the key to ensuring you're using your diaphragm correctly. Next, hold that breath for a count of 4. Finally, exhale slowly and completely through your mouth for a count of 6. As you exhale, feel your belly fall. Notice that your exhale is longer than your inhale. This is crucial for activating that calming response. Practice this for just 5 minutes every day. The goal is to make this a default breathing pattern, so you don't even have to think about it. Then, start consciously applying it during sex. When you feel your excitement and anxiety starting to spike, shift your focus to your breath. Taking just a few of these deep, controlled breaths can instantly lower your heart rate, reduce tension, and pull you back from the edge, all without having to stop the action. It's your secret weapon against performance anxiety. Technique 5, the rewiring practice, conscious masturbation. This final technique is arguably the most important because it's where you put everything together. Think of it as your personal training ground. If Kegels are like lifting weights and stop-start is like running drills, conscious masturbation is the full practice session where you combine all your skills in a safe, low-pressure environment. It's the direct opposite of the rushed, goal-oriented masturbation that trained your body for a quick finish in the first place. Here, the goal is not the orgasm. The goal is the training itself. Here's how to turn a habit that might be working against you into your most powerful tool for building stamina. First, set aside dedicated time where you won't be rushed or interrupted. This is not about a quick release. It's about mindful exploration. Second, as you begin, your entire focus should be on awareness. Instead of letting your mind race, bring your attention to the physical sensations in your body. Notice how your arousal builds. Pay attention to your breathing. Third, and this is the core of the practice, actively integrate the other techniques. Start by consciously engaging and relaxing your PC muscle, technique 1, to feel its role in controlling sensation. As your arousal climbs, intentionally use the stop-start method, technique 2. Get to the edge, stop, breathe, and feel the urge subside. Do this multiple times. Experiment with the perineal squeeze, technique 3, to feel how it works as an emergency brake. And throughout the entire session, maintain that slow, deep diaphragmatic breathing, technique 4, to keep your body calm and your mind centered. By practicing this way, you are systematically overriding your old habits. You are teaching your body and brain a new way to experience arousal, one that is based on control, patience, and awareness. This practice is what will make these techniques feel like second nature when you are with a partner, transforming them from something you have to think about into an automatic, confident response. You now have a complete 5-part toolkit to fundamentally change your sexual experience. But I know what you might be thinking. It sounds like a lot to remember. So, let's be clear, you don't have to master all of this at once. The key is to create a simple, manageable action plan. Don't try to juggle all 5 techniques in your next sexual encounter. That will just create more anxiety. Instead, start small. For the next week, focus on just 2 things: practicing your Kegels, technique 1, every day, and doing 5 minutes of diaphragmatic breathing, technique 4, before you go to sleep. That's it. Make those 2 things a non-negotiable part of your routine. Once those feel automatic, introduce conscious masturbation, technique 5, once or twice a week, using it as your lab to experiment with the stop-start and perineal squeeze methods. Remember, consistency will always beat intensity. Practicing for a few minutes every day is far more powerful than trying to cram it all into one session. Be patient with yourself. You are retraining years of ingrained physical and psychological habits. It won't happen overnight, but it will happen. Every time you practice, you are strengthening your mind-body connection. And what you'll find is that the benefits extend far beyond the bedroom. The calm, centered control you build will translate into less stress and more confidence in every area of your life. You now have the tools and the knowledge. You understand that sexual stamina is not a gift you're born with. It's a skill that you build, one practice at a time. The power to transform your sexual confidence is, and always has been, in your hands. You have everything you need to begin this journey and take back control. So, my question for you is, which technique are you going to start with first? Let us know in the comments below. Sharing your plan is a great way to commit to it. If this video has been helpful, please show your support by giving it a thumbs up, subscribing to the channel for more content like this, and be sure to hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Thank you for watching, and here's to your newfound confidence.